Hi, Leathur Rokk here with my new Windows 10 computer. Stay tuned for the most important makeup brushes that every person who wears makeup should have in their arsenal. Now, when I started wearing makeup, I did what probably most people do. They use the sponge tip applicators that tend to come with most single pan eyeshadows. And they do have their place because they're convenient, that you know that if you pack a bunch of single pan eyeshadows, they come with an applicator, and that is convenient. But I've discovered how wonderfully versatile it is to have good brushes. And I have enough brushes so that I actually wash them every night after every use. I always have them. I have enough of a supply so that while I have brushes that are drying, I have fresh ones. Now, here are some of my favorites. In no particular order. Now, I'm going to start with the ones back here so that I don't forget them. This is a fan brush, as you can tell, and this is really big. This is so big that it does not fit that well into the thing that I use to keep my brushes. Now, I know I should have a roll because there's always a chance if this were to get full up, the zipper could catch in the brushes, but it's not that full, so that hasn't been a problem. Now, this, because it's so big, I really don't carry it out too much, and I got this from Avon back when I was an Avon lady. And, you know, that wasn't such a good gig because I found out that my mother and I were my best customers. So this is one of the most recent brushes I have. This is for contouring, and this is actually one of the few brushes I'm going to show you that actually has been in use, so it's not clean. But this is from B&H Cosmetics, and this is for contour. And I've been actually in the market for something for contouring, and this is really wonderful. This can apply powders, and it can apply liquids and creams. I'm sure that there's more to it that you can do for it, use it for, than just contouring. Now, this is a blush brush, and I have, one, two, three, at least three decent sized ones, and some of the companies that I get my brushes. And by the way, none of these brushes that I'm going to show you are very expensive, which is another good thing. So don't think you have to spend $20, $30, $40 for an expensive good brush for the job that you want. This is from a company, I don't know how to pronounce it, Vivace. Let me turn the light out here. And this brush, these brushes I got from the dollar store, okay? This one is not that brand, but I also got it from 99-cent store. Perfectly good, perfectly usable for blushing. Also good for if you have a highlight palette like this from B&H Cosmetics. These are perfect for that. Now, this brush I like a lot, especially for highlighting. This is a stipple brush, and this is from e.l.f. Eyes, Lips, Face Cosmetics, another low-cost cosmetics company that actually puts out some surprisingly good stuff. I definitely recommend that company. They are good for their brushes. Literally, I don't think they sell a brush higher than $5 or $6. Most of their brushes are $1 and $3 in e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is for liquid foundation and cream foundations. This is another dollar store find from the Vivace brand. And they continue to make good makeup brushes. I saw them. I was at the dollar store today, and I was looking at their brushes, but they didn't have anything that I really needed because I really think I'm good for brushes for a while. Oh, this is another e.l.f. brush. It says Flawless Concealer Brush. And this is very useful because actually I have not used this for foundation. I've used this as a blending brush. If you want to lighten up your eyeshadow, that's what I've used this for. Now, this is an Avon foundation brush. This was my first foundation brush. As you could see by the wear and tear on the paint on the thing here, I have gotten quite some use out of this. Even though, to be honest with you, I really prefer using my fingers. A clean hand you get so much more control and spread of and blending of your foundation with using the heat from your clean hands on your face. Plus it's a tool that you always have. I noticed I tried using the Beauty Blender, and that just took too much foundation. You're using too much product, and it's some of the prices for some of the products, which I wouldn't pay anyway. It's insane. This is an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. They call it the C brush, and this, I don't like these as much because this is more for packing eyeshadow on, but it's not, you can't really blend with it, and you can still get some fallout underneath. I really like this brush here. I believe this is from the 99-cent store, and very soft bristles. You can both pack eyeshadow on and you can blend it. You can use it in the crease, even though it's a little on the big side, but you can still blend, or for your transition color. And I have a couple of those. This is a little bit fuller. As you could see that I got some hair dye on this, and I think this is a Vivace. Oh no, I beg your pardon. This is an e.l.f. brush, an e.l.f. brush. And I love these multi-purpose brushes that you can pack color on and you can blend it, and it's very soft and you can get it in the crease, and it's really nice. And okay, this here is from B&H Cosmetics, and this is from 3 brushes that I got as a gift with purchase when I got my last palettes from them. Now this is from e.l.f. This is a eyeshadow brush, and you see how it's tapered. I'm looking at the screen as well as what I'm doing here, and because this is a new computer, everything, I'm getting used to the images reversed, even though the video should come out okay. But I have about 3 or 4 of these because I really like the idea that I can wash and have something drying, and I can still have fresh, clean eyeshadow brushes. This is another dollar store brush. It's best as an eyeliner brush, but it's bigger than most eyeliner brushes that I have. But it's really great if you have those pots of gel liners and you want to get a nice, especially if it's a color other than black, and you want to really load your brush up, and then you just clean off the excess, and you can get a fairly fine line with these brushes. I really like them. What else have I not shown you? And this is a thinner example of an eyeliner brush. And I believe this is from Maybelline. You see how fine that brush is? But very good for, you can get as fine a line as you want, and you can thicken it out to the end, any shape you want. And this is another brush like that, but you can see a much thinner handle on it, and the color is different. They're both from the dollar store, but purchased at different times. As you can see the difference, those brushes. And again, this is also good for the gel pot liners especially. And you can also use these to smudge a pencil liner if you want to smudge it some. Because you have some kind of pencil liners that they will dry down and you can't move them after, but there's some time that you have to play, so if you want to smudge. Now this is not one of my favorite eyeshadow brushes. This does not have any tapering on it, and I suppose you could use it to pack, but if you wanted to use it to blend out some, I think because it's not tapered, you probably get more fallout underneath your eyes. This is maybe a case where not getting too much of a quality, you do get what you pay for. But I'm sorry, I can't see spending $30, $40, $50 for a brush some of you guys are getting from MAC and from different companies. I'm sorry, that's just, I can't see the money. This is another dollar store. This is really good for blending. Nice fluffy brush. This is from that Vivace company that they sell brushes at the dollar store. Now these are interesting. These have white tips, so these actually help if you're using a very bright eyeshadow, and when you're washing it, depending on how white you get this is how clean your brush is, because it's really important to use. I use soap and water, and I dry my brushes flat. You don't want to dry them like this because gravity is a real thing, and the glue and whatever that holds these brushes, it's not just compression, it tends to be glue too, and you really don't want water to stay there. It's best to dry them flat. I use a clothes rack, and I dry mine flat. Let's see. Oh, I also save whenever I am using up a mascara. I always cut it off, and I save my spoolies. They're really good for eyebrows before you put the color on them. As you can see, I have quite a collection of spoolies from mascaras. It's something I only started doing a few years ago, but it's good. I mean, rather than buy them, it's really great that you can get them. Oh, and while I'm doing this video, do I still have, I have been on a project of using up eyeshadows that I only have a little bit left in the pan, and I have been using up, oh, here's another foundation brush. This is from that Vivace brand. But I really like to save some of the containers. Sometimes they have nice containers they come in, which are really good to travel with, because especially you don't want to get your foundation brush along with the eyeshadow brushes that maybe have the eyeshadow so that you can touch up what you're wearing. You don't want them to get their eyeshadow color on a foundation brush that you might touch up with, because then you get eyeshadow all over your face. So I really like these things until, and especially until you can actually get a brush roll. So if you can have some of these that are decent quality plastic that you can store your clean brushes in, so that especially, or you can store, you have a bigger one like for a big blush brush, and you can store all the eyeshadow colors. They have brushes for those eyeshadow colors, so when you go out clubbing or something, you can bring the brushes. Sometimes if you want to bring just a really small handbag and you have enough eyeshadow on the brushes that you applied, you can actually bring just the brushes, and there's going to be enough product on the brushes that you can use them to touch up while you're in between dancing or whatever, rather than bring all your makeup. Especially if you're pretty sure that you're just going to go straight home afterwards, then maybe you don't want to have a whole bunch of stuff because you know that you're not going to be making a Hollywood detour. Yeah, I was going to show you a bunch of makeup that I'm going to actually be getting rid of, but it's not here conveniently. But, okay, there you have it. Some really good brushes that everybody should have. If you can think of anything else that I forgot about, please say something in the comments if there's something I forgot. Right away, I know I probably could use a Kabuki brush, because that would be good, especially if I want to experiment more with the powder foundations. And I have 2 packets of powder foundation, and yes, I'm showing baggies with white powder. But no, this is from a company called Aroma Lee that they make eyeshadows also, and it's an American-made company. But the only thing is, they are not, the eyeshadows that they make are very powdery, and they're not waterproof, and they really did not last for me. So, but these are, I guess, their version of the powder makeup, foundation that they have. And I guess if I got a Kabuki brush, that would be easier to apply them. But that would be useful. And also, if I were to get a smaller fan brush, I could use that, because that would be good for applying foundation. I mean, for applying highlighter. Okay, those are some of my favorite makeup brushes that everybody should have. Hit the subscribe button, especially now that I've got working equipment now. So hit the subscribe button and that bell notification thingy, and you will know when I have new videos for you. And I will see you next time. Bye.